you and I are supposed to hate oligarchy. Sam Cedars out there right now going, and this is a fucking oligarchy. You guys better fucking keep waving oligarchy because we can't practice our democracy. We're in trouble. And I want to know why is that better? Why is an oligarchy worse than a democracy? We claim that, well, an oligarchy is full of shit. If you don't know what an oligarchy is, ruled by the little, the tiny, the small number. And that, well, if we're ruled by a small number, we're oppressed. But if we're ruled by a majority, we're not. This puts the re-entard of the American kind of collective. The idea that somehow that's better. The idea that having manyarchy is somehow more free for me than an oligarchy. And we've been fighting this all along, but I would ask, do we even really have this? Is this system really what we have? Technically, by all intents purposes, we are a polyarchy. We're ruled by several, right? An oligarchy ruled by a small, privileged few, often but not always the wealthy. So oligarchy doesn't even have to be wealthy. This could be your republic of philosopher kings. 12 cranial nerves convening in Mount Olympus in your brain, conducting what it would say is terrorist removal, immigration policies, and the displacement of the thalamus that's collected all of the dopamine from the body and distributes it to what it considers fair and good. A theocratic form of government pretending that it's not a theocracy. That all of the people that are saying all these things about the separation of church and state are just showing you a new kind of religion, and this religion is the belief in the majority. One of the biggest proofs of this is the Bible of science itself. This is not a bash at science. This is not a bash at statistical, empirical evidence collection. But if you look at the rules of science, it tells you that every single thing that happens in the world does not count, does not exist, is not provable, is not factual, and can never be cited in a paper until it's seen by more than one person. And the observer itself creates this majority, it creates this plurality that decides what is real. And as long as we live in a system that demands that we need a collective to decide what's real, as long as we live in a system that demands what the self experiences does not count until he can convince someone else to sign on, is truly a flaw of sovereignty, of personal power, of personal existence, and of your direct experience in this world. And the only reason why you're stuck in this trough with this yoke on your back is because of the collective prana of how good it feels to have a group back you up. It is, you're the lead goose. No, you're not the lead goose. And you're feeling the airstream, and it pulls you along. You are drafting the crowd, and that drafting saves you calories that are vital that you can take home to your wife and kids, your partner, your animal, your community, and treat the world better. So drafting is good. Finding more calories is good. How you do that becomes something that the shallow witness is unable to see, and that the long witness ends up being tortured by, as he's hoping that others will catch along. So a plutocracy is an oligarchy made out of money. So you see that money itself is not even necessarily the root of power. In fact, when you think about what money is, money would just be the manifestation of all of the theocracy of every single person that has resources, that you vote with your witness, you vote with your money. I personally have been helping Jeff Bezos build a giant underground fucking clock. That's what I've been doing. I've been like, Jeff, you're the guy, man. I want you to fucking have all this money. I suck, man. I'm ruining this world. I really am. I can feel better because I didn't buy a Cybertruck. I was just like, well, I'm fucking great. Look how great I am. I didn't buy a Cybertruck. Then you start to understand, so really we just jump into the arena just to feel better. We don't really jump in the arena to do anything right. Feeling better is right, isn't it? But when it comes to truly picking a system that we live under, choosing a form of governance that we decide we're going to conform to or adapt to or switch up, but none of that's really happening. This is all for one, one for all. And I think ultimately this is a better model. I think that the thing that's stopping us the most is our desire to keep clinging to the majority.